Hello and welcome back to my channel. It's been a few days or more since I've shared. I'm back in the city, and just the energies the last couple days have been so strong. With the eclipse season and the next eclipse coming in a few days. Yesterday I was just in bed all day. I couldn't even function other than just using the washroom. With just like the intensities of the energies, it was so uncomfortable, like so uncomfortable. It felt like my skin being peeled off, like kind of uncomfortable, like I just wanted to like crawl out of my own skin, with how much I was feeling. So I know, and I've heard from friends, and I know a lot of people are going through uncomfortable times right now with the energy. Like a major exhaustion. People are really tired. You might be experiencing irritability. You might be experiencing just high levels of stimulation, just like feeling really agitated with the amount of energy moving through our bodies. Like yesterday when I was just lying in bed, that I was just feeling like waves of energy moving through my body. And I was getting so many visuals and seeing, not all of the visuals made sense, but some of the visuals were just showing me all the aspects of myself that are dying, that have been dying for a while, but it's like a big purge and clearing out of these versions of myself. And over the last few days I've been like embodying, I've been like so hard on myself because I've been noticing these patterns from older versions of myself, like past versions of myself that I've let go of, or that I thought they were completely cleared, but those aspects or certain aspects or versions of myself were really present, like really strongly present the last couple days. And I'm talking about like the things like the bad habits, the negative, thought patterns, the negative, like the like small addictions that kept me from, that I would go to run away from my feelings, like all of the little things that I did that were no longer in alignment for me, that haven't really been present in my life or within my field for a while, came up really, really strong over the last couple of days. And I've known it, but it's like I couldn't stop it. Like I was like really just became it all. And then I was really hard on myself because, yeah, I was just like shaming myself because I was like, thought I was further along than I was. And, all of the stories that the mind tells us when we're shunning or like shaming ourselves for for having little addictions to our phones, or like, running away from our feelings, or numbing with food that we know we shouldn't really eat, that isn't like the best for us, which for me right now is literally only cooked food. It's not like I'm binge eating a bunch of crap, but part of what a habit of mine has been is eating food that doesn't feel good for me when I'm trying to numb my feelings. And I've done a lot of work around this, but over the last couple of days, with the intensities of these energies and what's coming to the surface, these old aspects of myself that are dying, that was an aspect of myself that came to the surface and I got to experience again. And it's been so uncomfortable because it's been an aspect of myself that has that I have carried a lot of shame around, because I would eat not to feel, and then I would feel shame for eating something that didn't make me feel good, and then I ate more because I didn't want to feel the shame. And it's just this perpetual, like, it's just this cycle of shame and numb, and shame and numb, and shame and numb. And it's something that I thought I completely broke a few years ago, but it came to the surface over these last few days. So I just found that interesting. And the reason why I'm telling you this story is because these are the types of things. It's not obviously going to be that exact story, but we all have these aspects of ourselves that we are releasing right now. We're releasing everything and anything that is not aligned. That is what the energy, that is what these eclipses are doing, is clearing out the old versions of yourself, clearing out the old people, the people, places, and things that don't align with you. So there's a lot of shifting happening within us, and it feels really, really, really uncomfortable. Yesterday was one of the most intense energetic days I've had in a really long time. And I've never experienced a day of like, I've never experienced so many seeing so many visuals without any sort of plant medicines, with just literally lying there. It was just like the moment I closed my eyes, I was seeing visuals, and it was intense. So yeah, the energy is super strong right now, super intense right now. Trust whatever's coming up. Don't get caught in the stories of it. Just be with it, notice it, sit with it, inquire with it. Like, you know, for example, with that aspect of myself, the one running away from feeling uncomfortable feelings is from childhood for me, where I didn't know how to cope with the amount of energies I felt. I didn't know I was so sensitive. I didn't know I was sensitive. I didn't know, you know, I didn't know how to feel my emotions. I didn't know what to do with everything that I felt, because I could feel everyone else's emotions, everything around me always. And it was overwhelming for me. So I ate to numb it, because, you know, it wasn't really okay to express our emotions. And yeah, just everything that, you know, a lot of us learn in childhood, I just learned to numb it. That's how I survived. I had to learn to cope, which was numbing, and that for me was food. And because I'm sensitive to most foods, like almost everything I eat makes me uncomfortable and hurts my stomach. So it was like self-inflicting pain to numb emotions. It was like, yeah, abuse, really, self-abuse in a way. But how I've been sitting with that is asking, it's self-inquiring, being like, okay, what did that version of myself need in that moment, and how can I give that to her now, and how can we release this right here, right now, as it's coming up? How can we be with her and give her what she needed, give her that safety and that space to feel, to show her that it's safe to feel, that it's okay to feel, that it's okay to have an overwhelming amount of emotions, to feel everything, that you can, it's okay to be angry, it's okay to be sad, you don't have to hide your emotions, that you're not going to get punished for feeling or expressing your emotions. Whatever it is that you need, those aspects of yourself that are coming to the surface to be released, you could just feel them and release them. But sometimes we need to go a little bit deeper with them and inquire deeper, what that aspect, that version of yourself that was created by whatever the experience was, what do they need? What did they need in that moment that they didn't receive? So that's just an example of, for me, it's just an example out of one of the many things that have been coming to the surface for me over the last couple of days. There's been so many things. It's been so overwhelming, and I've just been feeling so depleted and so exhausted, if you can't tell. That's why I haven't really been posting too much. But yeah, intense energies, lots shifting. Trust the process, and just try to create space to allow these things to come to the surface. Because if you're keeping yourself busy and you are running away and you're numbing and you're not really sure what to do with everything that you're feeling, you kind of just shoving it down and you're avoiding it. But when we create the space and set time aside to rest, to just lie there, we allow it to come to the surface and release. And yes, it seems uncomfortable. You don't want to stop and sit with it, but it happens so fast. I couldn't believe how much I processed in a day just by giving myself the space to just lie there and do nothing, even though all of the other aspects of myself that I was also processing around shame and guilt for resting also were coming to the surface. So I'm trying to rest and lie there, because that's what my body was asking me to do so that I could process and move through these. And then I have all of these other critics in my head shaming me for resting, and oh, you're lazy, you shouldn't be doing that, like all this shame and stuff. So these are also different aspects of myself that were coming to the surface. So much, so many different aspects of what I was releasing, and not even just my own. This is collective stuff that we were moving through. So it's not even just our own. So yeah, it was just so much. So just don't identify with everything that comes up. That is something that is beneficial to just know, because sometimes, yeah, things come to the surface that aren't yours. You're just purging and moving through collective energies to just know that it's just energy. It's literally just energy moving through you, your energy, and it's just energy, and it's just moving through you. So just hold space for it and allow it to just move through you, and don't attach to it. You know, if something is not moving, then you can inquire. Like I said, you can inquire a little bit deeper, but it's not about forcing or pushing or pulling. It's literally just about allowing, inquiring gently, and allowing it to continue to move. You want to just let things continue to move like a river. If you hold on to something too long, you're going to create like a dam in that flow, like in a river. So just let it keep moving. If something gets a little stuck, you can inquire, feel into it, hold space for it, feel it, and then it'll release and it'll continue to flow. Yeah, I hope this helps. I know has been a little bit all over the place, but I just wanted to share a little bit of what I'm experiencing with these wild energies, and in hopes that this helps you move through whatever you're moving through, and to know that you're not alone in it, because that's another thing that I experienced yesterday when I was just lying in bed all day. It was just like, oh my god, I felt so alone in the experience of it. Yeah, so you're not alone in this process. We're all moving through it together. Literally, we are all moving through it together, and we may not see what other people, everyone doesn't share exactly what they're moving through. We tend to share the best of ourselves on our social medias, but we're all moving through it. You're never alone in it, even if other people aren't showing it. This is why I try to show all the vulnerable, real, and raw stuff that I'm moving through, because I want to show the real stuff, what it actually feels like to be on this journey, or what my experience is on this journey, so you don't feel like you're crazy when you're going through it. Because man, so many times in this journey I have felt absolutely bonkers, because no one else was going through what I was going through, other than, my brother was going through a lot of it with me. So thank God for him, because in the moments that I thought I was going bonkers, he was feeling everything I was feeling himself in his own experience. So I knew that, okay, I'm not crazy. Someone else I know is moving through this too, and experiencing all the things, and seeing reality the same way as me. And like, as the veils are being lifted, and we're seeing more and more of the truth, and feeling more energies, and just everything that is happening within us that is so crazy. There's so much happening, and there's some days that it gets so overwhelming, and it can be so hard to wrap our heads around. And we may question ourselves. We may question if we're crazy. Other people may question if we're crazy. So yeah, this is why I share. Even, the most uncomfortable, vulnerable moments, I try to share, because my hope is to just help you know that you're not crazy, that we are moving through the great awakening. This is a big deal. This isn't for the weak of heart or meek of heart, whatever they call it. You were made for this. You were chosen for this. You are here for this. You came here for this, and you are strong enough, and you're gonna make it through. And it's safe to feel. Nothing bad will happen to you. Just feel it all. Just feel it all. We are remembering how to feel. Feeling is our greatest power, one of our greatest powers. Just be with it and feel it, and know that you're never alone, and you're always guided, and you're always safe. That is the biggest thing, is that you are safe. I hope this helps. I wish you many beautiful breakthroughs this eclipse season, and get lots of rest. Ciao.